Hey, we're going to talk about Scouts. This is the original Scout going down the original proving grounds in Fort Wayne at the engineering testing and factory, all right? It was the world's largest engineering complex. These things were supposed to come out in 59, made of plastic, but they got bought out at the Goodyear, that facility got bought out and shut down, and it didn't happen. That's a Scout, that red thing, believe it or not. So they moved forward with production. So they came out in 60 and a half, right? All steel, real thick steel too. And they made their own steel. International's pretty wild with all that. So they come out in 59 and they made that Scout 80 and 60, excuse me, all the way up until 71, all right? But the 80 was only up until 65 and a half, 66, right? And then it was the 800. Almost no differences. 60, 61, 62 and a half, the windshields like here, not that one, would fold down, okay? And those sides had sliding glass. After that, windshields didn't fold down, windows rolled down. Now 66, the Scout 800s, they had like electric wipers, no longer vacuum, and just more bells and whistles, minor upgrades. The Dana 44s were then standard over the 27s in the rear. And, the engines changed. We'll talk about the engines in a minute. So, there wasn't many differences other than special models. And, if you have one, I'm sure you know all about it and you want to tell us all about it. But as you can see, they're all pretty much unchanged. Okay, they shoved these truck engines in them. They're the Comanche engines. You could get a 152, all right, which was half of a 266, and you could get a 232 AMC farmed out to AMC. Okay, it's an international engine, straight six. So tops come off, though. You could see they were the original SUV, the original civilian Jeep, I guess. We were talking drivetrains and engines, yeah. So they bumped up into the Scout 800s now, and a little later on, you were able to get a 196 instead of, which is half of a 392 instead of the 152. So, emissions, the 152 couldn't even get out of its own way. So I had a 196. It's a beautiful motor. Got gobs of torque. It takes a minute to get up there. It almost has to wind up, but it's cool, man. I loved it. Just lugged along. Big block 4-cylinder. They are big blocks, okay? They got the biggest big block, biggest nickel content. All right, they outweigh a 454. They're just machines, okay? And they do what they meant to do. Watch the engines special. So, and you later the Scout 800s too, you get a 266, okay? The full, both sides of the, that came later though. You couldn't get both sides of the 152. You could only get the 266. So, I meant to say 304 this whole time. A 152 is half of a 304. Goofy me. So those are your engine options. The 304 was an option later to replace the 266 as well. But those were your engine options, only the last couple of years. So, yeah, I'm just talking to fill the dead space. We'll talk Scout 2s in the next one. But, everything on these was overbuilt. You could see, everything was overspec'd, even like the Saginaw steering boxes or whatever it is, it's going to have extra bearings. The shafts are bigger in all of a Jeep rebuild kit won't work, even though it's Borg Warner across the line on the transmissions or the Dana rears. The rears have more splines and larger shafts. They won't fit regular ones. There's an extra bearing in the steering box. Everything was beefed up. I mean, I guess they figured not so much engineered obsolescence for the farm truck. That's another video too. So yeah, we're getting at the end here. We'll talk more of International and the history and how they folded and all about that stuff in the next video when we get into the Scout 2. But like, subscribe. You saw what everyone's working with? They're trucks, okay? They were used. They'll never be perfect.
I'm ERIK the Red. Like and subscribe.